Welcome back. It's the same old Kong you've been looking for. Yeah. I get excited about reviewing Kongs. I'm sorry, man. I have fun when I review Kongs. And I love collecting Kongs. And Hiya makes nice Kongs. And I've been wanting this guy for quite a while now. Because the other higher Kongs that I purchased were really very nice. And I knew this was going to be good. I've you know seen the pictures of it online. I don't know if I've quite watched any reviews on this figure. I will after doing this review. I guess that's like ass backwards, but anyhow, I already know it's nice, and you can tell this is just a beautiful picture of the figure on the box. It's you're getting your standard Hiya GXK colors and box here. You get the beautiful, like purples and pinks and blues. And this is Kong with the axe. This is not the Beast Glove Kong. So it's the beginning of the movie Kong, which, Hiya is like, listen, if you're going to collect them, you're probably collecting two different kinds. You know what I'm saying? Like, my next review is going to be the Heat Ray 91. I already purchased the regular 91 Hokkaido version. So that's what it is with Hiya. You're basically investing in at least two figures if you like them. And Hiya makes great figures. So yeah, this is the Hiya Exquisite Basic Godzilla X Kong, the new Empire. A Kong, baby. Hell yeah. And yeah, beautiful box. Kong on that side. Kong on that side. And then on the back, Godzilla X Kong, the new Empire Kong, with a nice picture of the figure. It's simple. Hiya's boxes are simple, but they have a very classy look to them. And I like them very much. So let's get this big monkey out the box. It's monkey time. Okay, so just to once again show you the packaging, you got the standard Hiya clamshell here with Kong inside. And what's very nice about this figure is it comes with a ton of accessories. You're going to get 3 different heads, 4 sets of hands, and Kong's battle axe. Nice, man. You know what I mean? That makes this product worthwhile straight off the bat because the figure's going to be good. And then, all of the accessories are just a very nice bonus. So, love what we have here from Hiya. Let's get him out. Okay, here we are. So, here's everything, folks. So, here's the accessories here. So, in addition to the hands that are going to come with him, which are basically gripping hands, we're going to get some open hands. I guess these would be good for like an all fours pose. We're going to get fists. And then we're going to get these 2 open hands. And this one is the frostbitten hand from when Shimo blasted him with her ice breath. So that's very cool. And it looks really dope, man. Yeah, we'll look at that. We'll look at that further when I put that one on him. But and then, of course, we're going to get 2 heads, which both look very nice here. This is like a partially closed head. And you're going to see it has the silver tooth, and as well as an open mouth head here with the silver tooth. Yeah, let me see. Is that closed mouth? Yeah, they both have the silver tooth. And, of course, Kong's battle axe, which looks very nice. Wow, straight away, this figure looks really, really nice. It looks amazing. The detail looks fantastic on it. From the fur to the scarring. And wow, that is such a screen-accurate Kong head right there. Closed mouth head. To me, it looks like all 3 of these heads are very screen-accurate. This is like so accurate, it's haunting. Really looks like Kong is coming to life here. And that just looks absolutely fantastic. The fur looks incredible. The beard looks great. What a head sculpt on this. Now, let me just tell you one thing off the bat, which is a fault for every Kong figure out there. It's a little top heavy. So to get it to stand up straight like this is a little bit of a chore. You kind of have to really position the legs and the body in a certain way to get them to stand up straight. And that, it just seems to be the same for every articulated Kong, whether it be Hiya or SH Monster Arts. You can get him to stand, but he is top heavy. So just note that. Doesn't take away from the figure whatsoever at all. And already, man, you can see this is just an incredible Kong. Really very nice. All right, so let's dig into it a little deeper. Let's start posing them and see what we got here. Wow, boys, this is nice. I feel like I'm right in the hollow earth with Kong. This is beautiful, man. What an amazing looking figure. Kudos to Hiya, man. Straight up and down, like, holy cow. This looks great. And, man, look at the detail on it. I love the way this thing is put together. You're not going to see any gappage. It's just beautiful detail. Beautiful detail. And so far, from what I'm seeing, the articulation looks nice and butter smooth. I'm liking the way this thing moves. And I like the way there's no gaps. And I love that facial sculpt. Oh my God, man. This might be the most accurate Kong yet. It's so nice. Look at that face. Look at the face. Look at how expressive that is. Look at the eyes, the beard. I love the way the head moves on this figure. The head and neck function quite nicely on this. Up, down, side to side, all over. It's really, so far, buttery smooth, At first, I had to open up the hand. The hand was a little tight at first to get the axe. The axe is kind of, it's bendy. So it fits in there. But, it was a little, at first it was a little, I had to really pull open the hand to get the axe in there. But we have a nice axe here. And I love the way the bone part of the axe looks, that reddish color, and you're gonna get Godzilla's dorsal plate. It's not really 100% blue the way it's painted. You can see that right there. I guess it's like an uncharged version of the axe, which is cool. That's cool. I don't know if I'm trying to think if any of the other Kongs have an uncharged version of the axe, but I like that, this is basically Kong at the beginning of the movie, before he gets injured. I love the paint job on this as well. I think it's very, very nice. It's simple and it's beautiful. I like the way the scars look. There's also scars on the back, but I'll get to that. Yeah, it's just a very well done, nice, subtly brushed paint job. Kong's fur looks amazing on this figure. And yeah, that's just a nice pose. I also really love, taking it back to the articulation. Yeah, it's nice. The head and neck and the torso moves, in two different places basically to give you, and it moves, you can move it together, the bottom half and the top half by his chest. Works very nice together. It's very smooth. And I love that, man. So yeah, this is beautiful. Let's pose him some more. Okay, so straight away, a very, very nice crawling on all fours pose for Kong. And let me just say, man, wow. The articulation just works flawlessly on this figure to allow a pose like this to happen. From the very nice, walking on all fours, hands that they give you, to the articulation of the legs and feet, to being able to bring his head up like that so he's not looking straight down. to the way you can move the torso and have his back arched like that, to really give you one of the nicest on all fours poses for Kong that we've seen on a figure. Hiya really nails this. You know what I mean? And I love that. It looks so realistic, man. And that's just fantastic. You know, it really doesn't get much better for an all fours pose for a Kong figure than what Hiya gives you, man. And it's just nice. So far, this figure is clicking on all cylinders. I'm just loving it. From detail to paint job to articulation to accessories to everything else. And that's just, an incredible all fours pose. All right, let's keep going. Okay, and then while he's still in the all fours pose, I just want to show you how you could do like a nice, like galloping on all fours pose shot, just like that, to show you the articulation of the leg and feet, right? Where you could bring it all the way back like that and really look like he's mid stride. I just love that, man. Fantastic. Looks like Kong's just galloping through the hollow earth. Awesome. Okay, now we could also have a very nice shot like this where Kong is got the axe leaning on his shoulder like that, which he did in the movie. And I put one of the closed fist hands on there, which was a little stiff to get on at first, but that's okay. And yeah, I mean, that's just to give you an idea of the range of motion in the arm and the elbow right there that you could achieve a pose like that, which basically has him leaning the axe on his shoulder. And it's nice that you could recreate that pose. Of course, Godzilla X Kong, The New Empire, I love the movie. And, for GVK and GXK, Kong was basically the lead actor in both of those movies, very, very Kong-centered movies, with Godzilla as like the backup role, and I know that that's about to change for Godzilla X Kong Supernova, where I think the story's going to be more focused on Godzilla, but you get closer to a human element with Kong, with his emotions and his expressions and stuff to that. The audience could relate to Kong, so it's easy for them to make these movies with Kong as the lead, you know what I mean? Where like the human audience can kind of relate to Kong's part of the story. And Kong's been an important part of these movies. I love the character of Kong. I love Godzilla. I always love Godzilla. That's my favorite. But I also love Kong. And it was it was a great movie, Like, that's how the beginning basically opened up, with Kong getting chased by the, whatever they were, wart dogs or hell dogs or whatever wart dogs, trying to hunt them, and it shows you that, he's got hunting skill, trapping skill, setting up traps and stuff like that. And he's just trying to survive down there in the hollow earth. He's got the axe stashed in a special place down there. And, that was a fun part at the beginning of the movie, when you're seeing like how Kong is kind of living down there. He's got a tooth infection, and he's upset because he hasn't found any of his kind. So you kind of feel bad for Kong at the beginning of the movie, But yeah, so there we go. Okay, wow. So you could do a wonderful beating on his chest pose like this. You see the range of motion on the arms. I got both of the fist hands in there, and the open mouth head, which is just really, really amazing. Look at that. Look how nice that is. This is such a beautiful figure, man. I'll tell you straight away, the detail on this figure is sick. Look at how nice the eyes look. Look at how beautiful the teeth look, and the expression on the face, the The detail on the inside of the mouth, the tongue, very, very well done. Teeth, tongue, beard, excellent open mouth, roaring face. And it's just so screen accurate. It's just look at that. That's really, really nice. This is about as, a straight up as you're going to get him to stand. And it's kind of difficult to get him to straight up. You have to kind of make the knees pretty straight to do that. But look, it works, It's actually good. This actually got balance. Yes, it's top heavy like every other Kong figure, but it's not, too top heavy where it's really affecting anything. That is awesome. Look at that, man. A beautiful, beautiful roaring into the sky, beating on his chest pose. I'm going to just tell you straight up and down, before I even go further, because I'm definitely going to do a bunch more with this figure, though. But this is a 5-star figure in my eyes. Beautiful figure by Hiya. I'm already going to just say that I highly recommend it. What more can you ask? Beautiful paint job. Amazing detail on it. The fur just looks alive. Kong just looks alive. Amazing detail on the head sculpts. Pretty seamless articulation. Just buttery smooth, seamless articulation. A++ figure right here. You know what I mean? And I'm only like, hey, maybe not even halfway through the review, and it's amazing. Win-win for Hiya. Definitely go get you some of this. All right, let's keep posing. Okay, so now here's another nice pose just to give you an idea of like how the arms function and how the torso functions. Both parts turn so you could have a nice, looking to the side, roaring in the sky pose like that. Very, very nice. Yeah, and kudos to the way they did the torso here. I like the rock of it, side to side. It's flexible. It allows for some dynamic poses. Okay, so now here's another nice, rough and tough pose with the basically snarling head here, which I absolutely love. I love the looks of this. It's partially closed mouth, but you really get to see Kong snarling here, and you do see the silver tooth on one side. So both the snarling head and the open mouth head have the silver tooth, which is really cool. Well, not silver tooth. It's whatever the hell it was. I forget what Trapper said the material was made of, but indestructible anyway. The color is silver. But yeah, this is a nice head too. I like it. All three of the heads are nice. I do think though, maybe possibly the closed mouth head is the nicest one. I don't know. To me, that's so expressive, the closed mouth head, but this is very, very nice. If you want an angry Kong, yeah, this angry, pissed off Kong. This is the head you would use and pose it with. But just to show you the elbows too, the way they function. Very, very nice, man. Rough, tough, angry looking pose. Okay, I just want to show you a nice pic with both fists. Kong looks like he's duking it out right there. That's awesome, man. I love that. I love like a Kong that's looking like he's ready to scrap. What a beautiful figure this is. Okay, so now I just want to show you the frostbitten hand from when Shimo hit Kong with the ice breath. And you can see it real nice right here. You can see the frostbite on his hand. I love the detail on that. And these are the two hands that go with it, basically. When Kong was in Scar King's lair, and he tried to block Shimo's frost breath, ice breath with the axe, like he normally does with Godzilla, thinking it's going to absorb it, but really, in all reality, it froze the axe and gave his hand frostbite. And that's really nice that it comes with that. You can see the detail on the hand here. That looks excellent. And I want to just whip out all 3 Hiya Kongs that I got here so you could see the progression. Man, I mean, all 3 of these are so nice. I love the Skull Island Kong. I love the articulation on that. That was definitely interesting. I love how the scaling is correct. It's a much smaller Kong. Well, a young teenage Kong, so he's smaller. Of course, we got the tree branch, the tree trunk, actually, accessory with that one. You know, the face shows a much younger Kong. And then this is the GVK Kong, which I absolutely love. I think this is a great figure with the battle axe. You know, that's not as red here. The red is more correct here, but this is the charged version of the axe. This is like the, you know, uncharged version of the axe that he has on the Hollow Earth, you know, at the beginning of the movie. But I love the progression, you know. So you see like a much older, more mature looking Kong. Yeah, fantastic. You could see how Hiya just got better with every release of Kong. And I love it. I love having all 3 of these. Awesome, man. All right, and here we have Kong with the big Goji himself. And this is Godzilla re-evolved. So this is basically how the both of them looked at the beginning of the movie. And in my opinion, these are 2 of the nicest Hiya figures to come out recently. You know, and 2 of the nicest ones from GXK, but certainly 2 of the nicest figures. This is one of the best Hiya Godzillas for sure. And this is just a beautiful Kong. All right, so that's a wrap, folks. This is definitely a 5-star figure. Highly recommended. Probably the nicest Kong to come out in quite some time. Definitely the nicest Hiya Kong. We'll see what the Beast Glove Kong looks like, but this is just absolutely beautiful. From the detail, the articulation, to the paint job, to everything else. This is one you should definitely spend your money on. But subscribe to my channel, like the goddamn video, and I'll be back at you with another one. Peace.